We're here at the confluence of the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela Rivers, and welcome you to Acrisure Stadium on the North Shore of Pittsburgh, the home of the Steelers. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen with you. That's Harrison Butker, set to get things started. Off we go from Pittsburgh. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Ready? 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Sanders now off the bootleg. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
Incomplete.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
Blocking. Ready, go. Hey, smash Broncos. Let's go.
They run with the Oregon man. It's Bucky Irving. The lane closes quickly. A pickup of 3. Jordan Battle up from his safety spot makes the play.
It's 3rd and
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
3rd and 7.
Hey. Deputy Lions. Steady.
Here's Sanders to throw. Oh, intercepted. What a bad start on the 3rd play. Picked off by Jordan Battles.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike, they've got to identify what went wrong, let's correct it so we're able to move forward.
It's a pickup of 12. 1st down, KC.
So think back to earlier in the week, Mike, and they told us they want to get him going here early and often. So I expect plenty of passes to head his way as this game unfolds.
Yellow. Spartan.
They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
brings up 2nd and 9.
Mahomes now on 2nd down. Quick throw, taken in. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. Give him a dozen yards on that one and give them 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Kansas City.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. He pulls it in around the 5. And he'll take it on Touchdown, Chiefs. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year.
And what a fitting end to this drive, Mike. It only makes sense that he's the one that gets the ball in the end zone after making a handful of clutch plays prior to the touchdown. That was just a textbook example of one guy taking over the game.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
They go play action with Sanders. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike, make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
A nice pickup moving it across the 40. We'll give him 6 on that play.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Here's a 3rd down and 4.
Here we go. Hook it, my team.
Out of the gun, it's Sanders. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line.
Gain of 16 yards.
They get 16 on that connection. That's a Steeler 1st down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Go. Ready.
Here's Irving. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. Jordan Battle up from the safety spot makes the play.
At the 41. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 41. Here's 2nd and 8.
Ready. Just the Eagles. Ready.
Here's the first carry for Tank Bigsby. And he is tough to bring down. Finally, the defense gets him on the ground. It'll be no gain on that one.
19 Tiger. Hot 70. Panther 11.
On 3rd down, Sanders. And that is incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down. It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have the Steelers' 1st down. That'll wind up a gain of 11 on 4th down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. I think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. But I don't think it's going to be his last.
Now Shedeur on 1st down. He's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29.
Go, Reed, go!
Well, the handoff is Irving, and he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, it sets up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Here we go, stack! Let go!
Right back to Irving, but he goes nowhere. Call doesn't going to bring up fourth down.
Line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Gotta be
It's
lying.
fourth down.
He'll try to throw for it with Sanders. He'll buy time left. And he will take this into the end zone. What a run. Raheem Sanders. Touchdown Steelers. His second rushing touchdown of the year.
You just had a feeling that this might be coming, right? It's kind of been brewing all game, Mike. You see it so often on fourth down. The most difficult play to defend deep in the red zone is quarterback scramble. The defense lets the quarterback get outside the pocket. It puts so much pressure on your paced defenders in the secondary, and they can't latch on, and he takes it on himself.
So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. Going to return this from the 10. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return.
38-yard line.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They go play action with Mahomes. Quick throw here is complete. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
26 yards.
That one good for 26 yards.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective. The drag route, we used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Third down, they need 5. Mahomes from out of the pistol. He'll throw. Open man, left side. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds. Down at the 20. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, than on third down or critical moments. That's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
He was trying to get it to Xavier Worthy there. And that will lead to a second down.
Right. Attack! Opportunity, yellow. Attack! Hey, yellow, go going. Attack!
Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. That is caught by the tight end. Touchdown, KC. So that's his second touchdown of this one. And he's got a half dozen for the year. And Butker on for the extra point. He gets it to go. And the Chiefs will move out to a 14-7 lead.
Steelers 7. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Okay, break. Ready? 18 cupcake smash. 19 Lions. Ready?
Give. This is Irvin. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick first down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
Here we go. Cougar 19.
He'll go again here with Irvin. And he'll be taken down with the first down as time will run out on this opening quarter. We are through one. 14-7 is our score. And we're back to the Steel City after this. The Steelers with the football to begin the second quarter as they've got it with 1st and 10.
Let's go now. 19, go.
Play action, it's Sanders. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Ready? Panther 6, ready?
On second down, a run with Irvin. And they'll stretch him out to the sideline, but he'll be taken down for a loss.
He was taken down by Damone Clark.
19, 18.
Brought down back at the 38-yard line.
Now Sanders on 3rd and long. He's got it at the 7, and he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A terrific play all the way around. Finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turns it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. This fielded at about the 9. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30.
29-yard line.
They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. From 31, here's second down and 7.
Brings up second and 7.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Off he goes. And he is out of bounds. That's a couple of yards short of the marker, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
That's a smart play. Second down, don't force it if it's not there. He's able to tuck it, pick up some extra yards, and set up a more manageable 3rd down.
Third and a yard. A quick throw on the RPO is complete. He's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
It's a gain of 10. And the first down, Chiefs.
Yellow.
From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
That's another
Big play for KC. And even 30 yards.
gain of 30.
1st and 10. Mahomes back. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
That's
A big half continues. Already 2 touchdowns on the score sheet. And here, this grab gets him a first down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play calling. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
And no chance to turn and go. That one's good for just a couple.
So he makes his first catch of the day, and even though it doesn't look like much, Mike, sometimes those are the touches that you can build off of. You know, it's like in basketball, what they say, sometimes you just need to see the ball go through the hoop.
Play fake. Now it's Mahomes. This one caught at the 4. And he is out of bounds. That's a couple of yards short of the marker, and it'll bring up third down.
That quarterback called that play in the huddle. That ball was only going to one guy. He was the first read, the second read, and the check down. And it was called to perfection. They got the perfect look. It led to a nice game.
In motion, it's Waddle. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And that play took a little long to develop. They stop him for no gain at the 4.
No gain on the play.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
That's taken in, and he will score again. Touchdown, Kansas City. 3 touchdowns in this one. He now has 7 for the year. Now Butker to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Chiefs have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Come on. Hit. Viking 18. Ready.
They're going to start this on the ground with Bigsby. Not much happening there, just a short gain. So, from 37, here's 2nd and 8.
Second and 8.
Go.
Once again, it's Bigsby. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So, 3rd down, forthcoming.
That's a gain of 3.
Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their 2nd. Talk things over before 3rd down.
Let's go.
To throw is Sanders. He's got his man right side. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A big-time play for Pittsburgh. It's a gain of 34.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
In order for you to be able to operate out of this 4-3 style defense, Mike, the key is your defensive tackles, their ability to penetrate, their ability to be game wreckers. That's exactly what we saw here, his ability to get back there, make the stop at the line of scrimmage, keep it to no gain.
Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. They get 12 yards on that pass. Good for a Steeler first down.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
On the ground, it's Irvin. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. 2nd and a yard.
2. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
They'll run with Irvin. And the Steelers are going to be set up 1st and goal. Couldn't reach the plane, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line.
That's another.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run game. 3rd and short, 4th and short, the ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
Now the Chiefs going to call the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play.
Ready, set. Big Lion. Get it. Ready.
Bigsby. Diving for the pylon. He's in for the touchdown. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
No problem there on the extra point, and the Steelers will even the score. It's now 21-all. So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. He fields it at the 8. Now an opening at the 30. Very good field position to start as the return is past the 40.
42-yard line.
Hey, 43. Wide.
First down throw, Mahomes. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the fight. And it's 2nd down.
Incomplete.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Attack!
Now Mahomes. Good work there defensively. Knocked it away, and that pass falls incomplete.
It's his ability to change direction. He's able to go from his back pedal to then driving that route fast enough that he gets to the ball immediately as it arrives, and he's able to knock it down.
Oh, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10.
Yellow.
To throw is Mahomes. He's got his man. He finds Worthy. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 22 yards.
That pass play good for 22. Good for a Chiefs first down.
First down. A gain of 22 yards. And
Yellow.
the first down.
Attack.
Chiefs.
Yellow.
Right back to the air for Mahomes. That's into the hands of Worthy once again. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. To the air once more, it's Mahomes. There's that man again, another catch. And he's got another one. Touchdown, Chiefs. This is quickly turning into a virtuoso performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. Butker's extra point is good, and the Chiefs go up by 7, 28-21.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas
Still a
City.
little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Hey, check that. Street. 60 boxes. Get it. Ready.
They do try to run it out as they start on the ground. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll stay on the ground and stay with Bigsby. A nice pickup moving it across the 40. We'll give them 6 on that play.
43-yard line. That's a gain of 7. Makes it
Now a 3rd and 2.
Dragon 60. Ready. Get up.
One final throw before the break. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. On the return, here comes Campbell. He'll wind up getting this all the way to the 45-yard line.
45-yard line.
Hey, 57. Yellow.
Off the play fake. Mahomes. He's going to let this one go for Worthy. And he will go all the way. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, KC. That his 2nd TD catch of the season.
Harrison Butker.
Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
This one is going to sail
Steelers
through
take
the
over
end
1st
zone
and 10.
for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Hold the ready. Let's go now. Ready.
On play action, Shador. Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
On 1st down, here's Irving. He is tough to bring down. They finally do. Somehow he manages to get back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the Chiefs' 42-yard line.
On 2nd down, Sanders. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 23, here's 2nd down and 9.
Go! 60 vices. Ready.
Now, Sanders. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming. and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On third down, Sanders. Catch left side is made by Higgins. The field goal unit staying put. They're going to line up and go for this on fourth down. They'll try to throw for it with Sanders. This one's incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on down. They'll send Worthy in motion. Drive will start on the ground, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
It's a loss of 2.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
That is caught out wide on the RPO. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag.
Hey, Ripley.
Mahomes now to throw on second down. And they're going to move this all the way up near the 35-yard line. What a performance. Reception number 14 for the first down.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike, and I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down. They go play action with Mahomes. Moving to his right. He's going to let this one go for Worthy. And he's going to be taken down, but a nice return up past the 35-yard line.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
1st and 10 now from the 36.
Ready, Cowboy 80, 18 Cardinal, 18, ready.
They'll run it. It's Irving. And he'll take this up past the 40. Pick up a 5.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
Go, check, go, check. Go.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. Oh, he is depleted on that one. Picked up, thrown down behind the line of scrimmage.
70, 70 Lions. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Ready, ready.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. They get 10 yards on the hook up there. That's a Steeler first down.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets to the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
Here we go.
Here's Irving. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4.
At the 46-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now
From the 46, here's second down and 6.
Check, Bobcat, check, Bobcat. Viking 18. Trap 60, trap 60. Ready.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down.
Gain of 10 yards. And the Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Sanders now off the bootleg. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway. Jordan Battle from his secondary spot makes his way in and takes down the QB. Work to do now as they come up on second and long. On the handoff, this is Bigsby. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up third down.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up third and 14.
Here we go, set. Pick.
Here's Sanders to throw. Now, screen set up for Irving. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down.
It's fourth down.
Cowboy 80.
From the gun, it's Shedeur. That is incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on fourth. Going to give the ball over on down.
Is a turnover on downs.
Yellow, yellow. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
On first down, it's Mahomes. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick first down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
Yellow.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Brings up second and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Second and 10. Off the bootleg, it's Mahomes. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. His fifth catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down. Set to go now on first and 10.
A gain of 22 yards.
Handoff here, up the middle. And good hard running there. He'll push his way forward. Gain of about 5.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4.
Ball on the 27. Here's second and 4.
Yellow.
Now a give on the ground. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on third down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
First down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
15.
And this will not be a spike. He faked it. And this is for a fake. It's a sack.
Up until this point, this pass rush has been pretty non-existent, so a pretty good time in the game to get their first sack. They're trying to get off the field and give the ball back to their offense and see if they can pull off this comeback.
This one caught at the 4. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now. I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Steelers 21. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Let's go now. 70 Timberwolves.
To throw is Sanders. The pressure there got to him. He's hit as he threw it, and that pass ball's incomplete.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
On 2nd down, a run with Irving. Down the sideline, past the 45. And he's out of bounds, but they're going to stop this inside the 25.
It's a gain of 42
It's another
yards.
big play in a game that's had its share. 42 yards.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Play action. It's Sanders. He's got it inside the 5. And he'll take this one in. T. Higgins. Touchdown, Steelers. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. We'll see a return here from his own end zone. Not much on the return. They'll stop him at the 17.
They're on 17-yard line.
Yellow. Watch out.
Start the drive on the ground, and here comes a reverse. And he's going to have this one up near the 28. That run good for a dozen. And a very quick 1st down.
I like the change of pace. The idea that you want to keep the ball on the ground, but you don't want to do it in the traditional sense of just turning around and handing it off to your running back. So this time, they give it to the wide receiver, they get him in space, get the ball in his hands, and he turns it into a solid game. Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
From the 35, here's 2nd down and 4. Now a handoff, running right. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. 14 on the pickup, and the Chiefs have a 1st down.
4-minute offense, Mike, so what does it mean? 1, make the defense use all of their remaining timeouts. 2, continue to pick up 1st downs, milk the clock. And then 3, if possible, finish with the ball in your hands.
Inside the 25-yard line. A pickup there of 28 yards.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball.
Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pick up of 14 and a first down.
First down, Chiefs.
Yellow. Let's go, Lou, lady. Hey, 57, 57.
Patrick to throw. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, KC. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Butker now for the point after. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Let's go. 60.
Throwing now, Sanders on first down. Into space at the 45. He's going to be out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. That's good for 27 and a first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Here we go. Move it, 19. Let's go.
Now, Shador, they'll look to set up the screen here. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play.
Ready.
From the gun, it's Sanders. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
All week we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time. And what a great job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket. Let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball. And that's why this play is going to be a highlight all week. Let's give the big guys up front some credit.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A short one taken at the 10. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there.
At their own 43-yard line.
They'll begin here on the ground. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
A gain of 14.
2-possession lead, 4th quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stopping it.
They'll drop to throw. That's to the tight end, Elijah Higgins. And he has got this one all the way down to the 2-yard line. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. 41 yards.
Kansas City Chiefs.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
Here's a run with their tight end. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this second down play. And that one incomplete.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down with it.
You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's third down. And that is incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
The offense staying out there for this 4th and goal. Now Mahomes. And he's in. Elijah Higgins. Touchdown, Chiefs. Well, the play fake gets its job done, and so too does the tight end. Always a great target down there, as you know, Greg, near the end zone.
And this is where, Mike, so many tight ends do their damage. Down here in the goal line where the threat of run gets so much attention. And oftentimes it just takes the slightest hesitation by a defender. You see a tight end pop wide open, and in this case, results in the touchdown.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
On the shake. Come on, come on. 19, shot.
Now Shador on 1st down. A whole lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Get it. 7 touching and 3.
On 2nd down, Sanders. And penalty flags come in as it winds up incomplete, but no doubt there was contact there.
Tag! 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready.
On play action, Shador taking off.
So often the best pass defense is a good pass rush, and that's exactly what we saw here. The pass rush disrupted this play from the very start. The quarterback has all of his attention on the rushers rather than his receivers downfield. All he can manage to do is get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Escaping the danger, throwing, and completing. Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their second, and it comes with exactly 1 minute left in the game. Here comes 3rd and 6.
Ready? 70 Ring, 70 Lions, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
Out of the gun, it's Sanders. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His 3rd touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man. They're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having a day.
The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Argo Wooler.
Off the play fake. Mahomes. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down.
First down, Kansas City.
Yellow. Right side.
On play fake. Now it's Mahomes. Throw on the run is complete. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. That's a pickup of 33. The defense bewildered. A rough start to this drive.
Yellow.
That is caught out wide on the RPO. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball.
And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike. Greg, first and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Ready? Here we go. Start. Bronco 80.
On first down, it's Sanders. He'll try to hit him with a screen. And he is out of bounds. How about 25 yards to start the drive? First down.
On the set.
They'll come up first and 10 at the 40.
First down.
Let's go.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On the ground, it's Irvin. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down.
37-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up second and
From the shotgun, it's Sanders. That is intercepted. And the Chiefs will take over at their own 15.
And that should be the final dagger in this one. I mean, barring something dramatic happening here, Mike, I just don't think there's enough time or possessions left in this game to pull off any sort of comeback.
Here we go. One final play. Sending it deep for Waddle. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete. And that will do it. This one comes to an end. So it's a win for the visiting Chiefs. And it is their third consecutive victory. They continue to play great football here in this latest stretch. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olsen. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.